Spokesperson Report 445, the command in front of the White House 89. Biden administration should stop acting as a deceptive peace force and immediately withdraw all U.S. troops from South Korea and other overseas bases. First, the Biden administration is continuing the two-faced policy. The U.S. Department of State deceived, saying that peace and prosperity on the Korean Peninsula is the ultimate goal for the U.S. in its relationship with the North. In the U.S. North Korea relations of the latest bilateral relations fractured on August 23rd, it is the same context as the brazen and absurd remarks of annual and defensive, no hostile intent toward Pyongyang. While the US-South Korea conduct the joint military exercise for nuclear war against North Korea. While the fact sheet emphasized U.S. aid to North Korea, the section of bilateral economic relations misled the current economic sanctions on the North Korea as being strengthened due to North Korea's nuclear tests and multiple intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM tests in 2017. Second, the failure of the Biden administration's policy toward North Korea is a foregone conclusion. Criticism of the Biden administration's foreign policy is on the rise in the U.S. and abroad because it has even led to the humiliating withdrawal from Afghanistan without a breakthrough in the stalemate between the U.S. and North Korea. Contrary to the mention of North Korea's U.S. dialogue, unconditional dialogue, the U.S. continued to conduct the US-South Korea joint military exercises, large-scale naval exercise called LSE 2021, and Malabar naval exercise of Quad Nations in 2021. These consecutive joint military exercises made clear its intention to a preemptive nuclear strike on North Korea. On August 13, White House Press Secretary Jennifer Psaki revealed the diplomatic crisis by saying the IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, report highlighting the urgent need to resume dialogue with the North. Third, the U.S. troops, imperialist aggression army, should stop the war of aggression and plundering and immediately withdraw it from all over the world. The aggressive and barbaric nature of the U.S. troops stationed in South Korea and Afghanistan is the number one threat to the peace and security of not only the Korean nation and the Afghan people, but also people around the world. The fact that the crisis of nuclear war on the Korean Peninsula has reached its climax, and the Afghan-U.S. war ended with the U.S.'s crushing defeat, proves that the U.S. military is not a peacekeeper, but an aggressor and occupying forces. At this time, anti-U.S. and the anti-imperialist struggles are more active than ever, and the withdrawal of the U.S. military is an unstoppable trend on a world scale. The U.S. must immediately withdraw the U.S. troops from South Korea and its overseas military bases. September 3rd, 2021, in front of the White House in Washington, D.C., spokesperson official, People's Democratic Party.